Hello, everybody. My name's the Zero Man, and we need to talk. The few people here that actually watch me and the few people who stumble across me, we need to sit down. We need to have a talk. And this talk is going to be about why I haven't posted any kind of video for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, as well as I'm not going to be posting any videos forward until a few things get changed. This is about the YouTube copyright notice system, also known as Content ID. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the 200 million other videos on Content ID, I will try to explain in as calm of language as possible. I'm going to try and not be angry. I'm going to try and be calm about the whole thing. Content ID is essentially a way for YouTube to go through automatically on videos and basically say, oh, you stole this from this company, you no longer get money for this in your video. And essentially, if you have, say, a trailer or some kind of music, YouTube automatically will flag that content and say, well, it's this person's, so they get any kind of revenue for your video. And that company has to put in the files to begin with into the Content ID system, which I'm going to explain some of the problems with this a little bit later. But anyway, essentially, the Content ID flags your video, says, yeah, you can't monetize this, and the entire video, all of the money it makes from now on goes to whatever company flagged it. Company, individual, group, whatever. They get the money, not you. As of about 2 weeks ago now, I got 4 copyright notices. 2 of them were for Tropico 4 videos, 2 of them were for Sonic Generations. Now, the Tropico 4 videos were for music playing in the background, like the in-game music. I was flagged for that. Even though I pretty much spoke commentary the entire time through every video almost constantly, or at least I tried to, 2 of my videos were flagged with copyright notices of Tropico 4 for in-game music. A few days ago, I managed to get both of them gone. At least I think they're gone. They don't show up anymore. So I'm assuming they're over, they're done with, they don't affect me anymore. The problem I have right now, and the reason I am going to stop producing videos for Lord knows how long, or maybe even shutting down altogether, is because of this. I have 2 Sonic Generation videos with copyright notices on them. Both of them are copyright notices that I probably can't fight whatsoever. The first one is Sonic Generations Grand Finale. It's the very last episode of the Sonic Generations series, and the reason it was flagged is because I used the song Live to Win and as a humorous montage of me just frustratingly beating my head against the wall of the game. Now, is it within my legal right to use that song in its entirety for humorous purposes and make a montage out of my gameplay? I don't know. In all honesty, I'm extremely biased in the matter, so I can't, and I don't know all the ins and outs of the legality, and I personally hate the entire music and movie industry altogether, and I think they can go die in a hole, so my bias is showing through here. Oh, by the way, if you don't want to hear anything about personal politics, I suggest you just click the little X over in the corner of your web browser now, because I'm going to be talking a lot of personal politics in this. So, anyway, grand finale was content flagged for Live to Win. So, I can't fight that. I can't legitimately fight that because I used the entire song in its entirety. There's no, well, there's a fair use. There's no, oh, satirical. I don't know the ins and outs of the law. I don't know the ins and outs of what's acceptable and what isn't on YouTube anymore, considering their system's entirely different this now. But so I can't fight that one. And the other one is my countdown to zero, which is the review show I do, where I look at a game, just give it kind of a rating and what I think is good and bad about it. My countdown to zero, Sonic Generations, has also been content flagged. So originally I was going to oppose it and go all up against it because it was claimed by Sega. Now, that seems kind of like a conflict of interest when you think that, oh, a review for a Sega game is claimed by Sega and Sega's now getting advertising revenue for it. But I went and looked. I did use a Sonic Generations trailer at the end of the game, which this is where we get into some interesting legalities again, because I know it is Sega's trailer, but the entirety of my video is being claimed by Sega now because of that trailer at the end of the video. Because I didn't record enough content before I actually did the review, so I added on the trailer at the end. So now that I honestly can't really dispute that now, because I don't have a lot of legal ground to stand on. And this is where I'm having my issues. If you don't know anything about how I do videos, I don't run advertising. I don't make any money on adverts whatsoever. I have no accounts tied to it. I don't get paid anything. I do it for laughs. I do it to basically make you guys happy. I do it just because I love you guys. Now, would I eventually enable adverts? Of course. If I get like 10,000 some people, or I get enough where I actually think I could make a living just making you guys laugh, making you guys happy. If I thought I could do that full time and put out more videos, I would do it. I would turn on the advertising. I would. But do I have any advertising on right this second? No, I don't. The problem I have is both of these videos are now being advertised in the name of the people who, well, claim the content. So, my grand finale video, arguably one of the best videos I've ever cobbled together, is now being advertised for the guys behind the song Live to Win. And my video Countdown to Zero on Sonic Generations is now being advertised in the name of Sega. So both of them are now making money off videos that were initially given to the public for free, and I produced. Can you see the issues I'm having here? I'm trying to be very calm and very civil about this. I really, really am. I'm not going to rage, I'm not going to scream, I'm going to try and be civil as I can. But here's the problem I'm going to be having with Content ID system in the future. And this is why I'm shutting it down now. Number one, if the Content ID system keeps expanding and people keep adding more and more stuff, I will be able to make less and less videos about games, because more and more videos will get flagged. The fact that Deus Ex Human Revolution hasn't been flagged yet for having cutscenes amazes me. It's only a matter of time before that gets flagged, amongst other videos. And if more and more of my videos keeps getting taken from me, either by, which I'll explain in a little bit, by other companies or groups, or just YouTube itself claiming in their name, I'm not getting any kind of recognition or any kind of copyright or protection or any kind of defense whatsoever. I'm basically just getting a kick out the door and said, nope, these aren't your videos anymore. You posted them, you took the time to make them and edit them and do whatever, but yeah, these videos are all being advertised under these banners now, not you. You'll never see a dime of any of this money, and these are being advertised against these are being advertised against any of your wishes. Now, the second problem I have is the fact that someone can come along and completely screw you. A person can come along, make a fake name, because with the Google Plus system, you could pretty much name yourself anything now. You can. Unlike YouTube, which originally there was only one name, and that name always stuck with you, the Google Plus, because it's a social networking site, allows multiple people of the same name. So what this means is that an individual can stumble across my videos, say, I can make some money off of, Kerbal Space Program, the Mercury missions. And what they can do is basically put up a tiny bit, send some data up into the content ID system and say, hey, I own this. The Google guys run YouTube, if you don't know that by now. They'll look at it, go, oh, okay, well, you're this name, and you're putting this product and this content ID. Yeah, you at least have the name of this company who produced it, so, yep, you're all good to go. And instantly, that individual just starts earning money off of a video I produced, and they're not even the company in question. They're completely making money by essentially terrorizing videos in the names of a company. And it's very hard to spot the difference, especially unless you actually know the developers and know what they think and know their exact policies. Then you're screwed. You don't know whether it's the actual company or whether it's an individual. So you don't know who exactly you're fighting against. And it's not like YouTube tells you. Trust me, there is no expanded, well, it's this person at this page, at this account, and here's some contact info. Yeah, there's no contact info for them, there's no contact info for YouTube or Google or anyone to get a hold of. The entire process is automated. Number 3, if you want to try and dispute anything, number 1, I know I'm breaking this down into multiple numbers here, I'm sorry, it's a little confusing. Number 1, the dispute system, half of the reasons they give you can use are traps. Essentially, they bait you into a false answer and say, ha ha ha, we got you now, you have to acknowledge it and accept that you can't dispute it any further. And then you have to end up backtracking through different means and going back so you can dispute it again, and it requires kind of cache refreshing, and it's really complicated and annoying. But even if you do try to get to dispute, which, if it doesn't fail on you, like some of mine have, the dispute system goes through an automated service. So an automated service makes a false claim, and then you have to send your dispute to another automated service, where it could sit upwards of a month. And if that group ever gets wind of it, at any point in time, they can basically go, no, you don't have any rights to this thing. We reject you. And they can go and basically shut you down. And if they shut you down, you get a copyright strike. And if you get 3 copyright strikes, your account is permanently deleted. For good. Never coming back. Which is why I'm really, really afraid of making more videos. Because I had 4 initially, and I'm down to 2. 2 copyright notices. Not copyright flags, copyright notices. What happens when YouTube wants to make them copyright flags every time you get a notice? Instantly, I have 2 of my 3. Instantly, I am on the brink of having my entire account deleted. All 93 videos. All of my subscriptions. All of my comments, my likes, my favorites. All the people who have ever been subscribed or watched my videos, all of them will mean absolutely nothing because they will all be gone. All of them. In a single instant, they will all be gone. If they change copyright notices to copyright strikes. And here's the thing. What I honestly think, this is no way what Google's actually doing. This is no way what YouTube's actually doing, but this is my personal opinion. The way YouTube is going, I think they're trying to kill off everybody but the big name YouTubers. And the reason why they're doing this is actually for server space. Now think about this. If they basically make a system that punishes everybody but the top tier YouTubers who are protected under this new system, if they punish the small guys will get out of the game, like I am, for fear of losing their account, or they'll go someplace else. Now, if all these small guys leave, all of these videos being uploaded to YouTube constantly, the amount of data will go down, the amount of strain on YouTube servers will go down. It saves them money. Now here's the problem with this. Number one, the amount of legal battles that are going to come out of this are going to be enormous. There are people's livelihoods on the line here. People make their living off doing videos on YouTube. These are people's lives. People will fight to the death to defend the money they make. Now, I can get out of the game and just say, well, I'm just protecting myself. I'm not really going to fight it. I'm just going to kind of walk away and see what happens, because I don't have much of a fan base, and I don't have any stake in it monetarily. But if you're a bigger guy, like, say, Angry Joe Show, Nerd Cubed, Total Biscuit, the Yogscast, if you're those guys, and YouTube starts threatening your money, and you are well within your right to make said money on your videos, then there are going to be legal battles brought up and to take on YouTube. If this is a move to save money by driving out the little guy, it's going to backfire. It's going to drive out the little guy and then piss off all of the big guys. All of them. It's a very stupid and foolish move. The other theory is that, well, there was a case involving, I think it's the Major Motion Picture Association, essentially the people behind Hollywood, the movie industry in Hollywood at least, and YouTube, and that basically this system is to try and keep piracy from happening. Number one, movie industry really shouldn't have any say over the internet whatsoever, because the internet is beyond its domain, as the internet is a multinational organization that is under the control of no man whatsoever, even the HTTP people who think that they actually run the internet and its laws, but they honestly don't. Because no sovereign nation on the planet runs the internet. None of them. None of them have the legal authority to govern it. Because it is international. So YouTube having to bend over and basically take a ruling by a judge because of the Major Motion Picture Association, really, legally, they don't have to. Especially if they moved all their servers off to other countries outside the United States. They legally wouldn't have to bow to that ruling because it's the internet. And the internet's multinational, but that's a rant for another time. So, I'm really sad that I have to do this, but I'm doing it in my own self-interest. I'm doing this because I don't know where things are gonna go. The Google Plus thing, Google Plus is god-awful. Outside of the comment system, the reason I didn't make a video because the comment system is awful, and that the notifications are just terrible, but whatever. It's a stupid system, but it's not worth me wasting my time commenting about it. You all know it's stupid. This, though, this deserves a video because this is my channel. This is how I personally feel about it. And this is directly affecting me as a video producer. Not just me as a video producer, everyone as a video producer. So I don't know what to do anymore. I was honestly, for the 100th video, like, this December was going to be a big month for me. I was going to have a ton of time. I was going to produce a lot of stuff for a lot of different things. And even if I was producing videos, there's no way I would put out another Sonic video. Ever. Under this new system. There would be no Sonic video ever. Just because I'm terrified of the Content ID system coming down on me. There was no way I would be able to produce the 100th episode that I was wanting to, which was a essentially song and dance routine. I was going to sing a song that I wrote to the tune of, like, to Boom Diata. If you've ever seen, like, the Discovery Channel, how they promoted all those things, I was going to do it to the tune of that, and have a whole bunch of different clips from a whole bunch, like, pretty much every game I've ever played on this channel. It was going to have, like, some lyrics for each one. It was going to be really big and edited and beautiful. That was going to be the 100th episode spectacular. It's going to be fantastic. And I can't do that now. Because I'm afraid one of the games inside that video might be Content ID'd. The song might, like, the tune might be Content ID'd. And somebody might just come along trolling and Content ID something in it. Just for the sake of it. Just for the sake of making money off of it. And I'm not going to put in all this time and effort just for someone to come along and screw me, or shut me down, or just make me worry and put out tons of time and effort and energy fighting them. Because there's no easy way to fight them unless you have someone inside of Google or a team of lawyers behind you. I'm essentially between a rock and a hard place. I could keep going, but every step I take going from here on out could just be digging a bigger hole for myself. I could be screwing myself with each video. I could be assuring that my channel gets shut down with each video. So I'm not going to take the channel down. I'm going to leave it up for you guys and whatever, and I'm going to sit here and just see how things kind of go on next month or next few weeks or whatever. If you want to leave, that's fine. In fact, if you guys actually do love the videos, I suggest you download them through Firefox or YouTube Downloader or Real Player and just add them to your personal collection. And just not give YouTube any videos or any views or any ad revenue whatsoever. Just download it once, and whenever you want to watch it, just watch it personally off your hard drive. Or That's what I personally recommend, because until this blows over, I don't want to risk it. And I'm sorry, guys, I really, really am. To the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry that I have to do this. But it's the difference between me producing content and possibly skewering myself versus me not producing content and being able to keep my channel and keep my videos up and keep myself safe from any of the coming storm that's going to happen any day now. So, I know there's tons of these videos, but feel free to post this to anyone who doesn't know. Feel free to get the word out there about what this system is doing to people. Because even though it's not affecting me that much, it's costing people thousands upon thousands of dollars in revenue that they rightfully deserve. And I worry about those people more than I do myself, because I can just stop. They really can't, because it's their job now, but I think I've ranted for probably long enough to get my point across. I'm just going to say for one last time, I'm fully, fully sorry, you guys. I really am. To the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I don't want to do this. I put off making this video as long as I possibly could. I tried to see if YouTube would backpedal within about a week of 2 weeks of implementing it, and it doesn't seem like they're going to. So I'm sorry. Until further notice, the channel is not going to be producing any more videos by me, the Zero Man. Now, if Undead or Unlucky gets on and produces something, fine, go with it. I'm not going to stop them. But personally, I am not making anything more until this gets resolved. So until next time, guys, if there is a next time, I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you find some YouTuber out there who genuinely makes you laugh and genuinely makes good content, who isn't afraid to take on this system or is completely protected under this system. Because some of us aren't. Thank you for your time, guys. It means a lot to me.